Fatality.
Welcome to episode number 433 of the UFO Buster Radio News Report. I went through the numbers because, UFO Buster Radio is coming to an end at the end of December. 610 episodes with this one included in there, and about a dozen or so of the Dark Horde. But wow, 610 episodes. We'll probably end up at about 620 something by the time everything's said and done in the next 5 weeks, and then it's gone. No more intro, no more music in between things. And honestly, that's a true fact there. There probably won't be any music in between stories, which I think it's a neat idea. I kind of enjoy it, playing the music in between stories, because you guys expect me to speak the whole time? Are you kidding me? That's torture. What's up, the game vet? First one in the live chat. So there you go. First as Guardian to the mic, or to the earphone, should I say. Update on bugs. I figure I'd give one while I'm here, because I'm getting a lot of commentary on it. Bugs today was super alert. From yesterday to today is like day and fucking night. He was doing some shit. After the podcast last night. Now, you guys heard him snoring as loud as he can. Holy shit, that was deafening. And his meds weren't due till after midnight, so I dozed off on the couch, and I was woken up by his tags, his dog tags. And I look, Bugs had crawled, or scooted, should I say, from his bed where he was sleeping, about 6-7 feet on the floor. And he looked like he was heading towards me, to be honest. I must have been snoring, speaking his language. But that's what he was doing. Today, a lot more advancements. He still cannot walk. His left paw, the actual paw itself, is curls up whenever we try to get him up to at least stand on his legs. So, the right one's not so good. Left one, it's a little better, but he still can't really use it. But he seems a little better, much more alert and ready to get on it. As a matter of fact, took him out early this morning, about 6 o'clock. It was in the fucking 40s outside. But he heard a dog in the distance. He actually growled twice. So, for fuck's sake, you can't keep a good dog down, especially not one that likes to hunt UFOs, as a matter of fact. So Bugs is doing his thing, taking his drugs. We start cutting back on the medication, at least some of it, in about 5 days. So we'll see what happens. He, like I say, he might make a quick recovery. Who knows? Bugs is not a young pup, as a matter of fact. We actually adopted him from a Boston Terrier rescue organization out in Plano, Texas, about 3 years ago. At the time, the rescue organization really didn't know how old he was. They assumed he was between 3 and 4 years old. So Bugs at the moment could be anywhere from, freaking 7 to 8 years old for all we know. And honestly, we when we talk to the surgeon and the doctors at the emergency hospital, they have no fucking idea. It's not like you can cut somewhere and count the rings. But prognosis so far, he's doing well. He is recovering. Still not the same dog he used to be. But hopefully, with time, he can get there and regain use of his hind legs and be all happy-go-lucky, ready to freaking burst another fucking disc in his back. Who knows? Shit. When you go, you gotta go hard. Go hard to go home. Today we got space. It's a day late because of all the bugs, excitement around here. I didn't get to cover the launch of the Crew Dragon. Totally missed that altogether. Actually, I missed that, and I missed the docking. So, hey, I'm sure everyone by now knows that the fucking thing is up there. And they are going to be there for 6 months. So, good luck to those guys. Hope you get things worked out, whatever the fuck you're doing. And SN8, nothing. The last static test, which happened early last week sometime, just when I thought the damn thing was going to launch and do that 15K hop, turns out they did another static test, and then I believe one of the Raptor engines had a fucking meltdown. So they had to replace that Raptor engine. I don't know if anything's happened since then. Like I said, I've been on bugs duty, not literally, but just watching them. And so I'm not sure. But I did see a announcement that SN9 was actually heading out to one of the fucking launch pads. So maybe they're just going to fucking give up on SN8 altogether and bring in SN9. Now, the difference between the two is that one of them has a new alloy, that would be SN9, different from SN8. So maybe they're just saying, fuck it, SN8's a dumbass fucking machine anyway. Let's bring out SN9 and see what the hell goes down. So that's SpaceX all together right there. We're still waiting for that freaking hop to happen. I don't know. There's just, you always see these messages of people asking when the fuck the hop's going to happen. And the answer is always when Elon says it's going to happen. To be honest, it's Elon and Mother Nature. Those are the two entities that you have to keep an eye on when trying to figure out what the fuck is going to go down at SpaceX and at Tesla. Well, with Tesla, not so much Mother Nature, but SpaceX, definitely. So we'll see if the weather behaves and whether or not Elon is at the point where he's confident it's going to happen. For fuck's sake, even Virgin Galactic is postponing their flight. That great flight they were supposed to have, it's supposed to be before the end of the year. It got postponed. Now, Branson says it's because of COVID-19. What the fuck? Like, really, did COVID-19 just happen? Did we miss something altogether? Were we on a different timeline for Shittergate? Because all of a sudden, right now, the Virgin Galactic freaking Spaceship 2 won't be taken off because of COVID-19. Fuck, you can't win. So, fuck it. You guys can wait. Wait till next year. So hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll see where SN9 or SN8 or whoever the fuck SN number is going to take off. And we get to see exactly what this hop is going to look like and if it's going to make it. I really feel like, even though Elon keeps on saying that he doesn't think that SN8's going to make it, I feel like they're doing everything possible to ensure that the Starship number 8, serial number 8, does not crash and blow up into tiny pieces. I feel like that's what they're doing, to be honest. But hey, you gotta save money where you can, right? Why constantly rebuild these things, even though you already have like freaking SN12 sitting out there being put together in one of the docking stations over there? It is what it is. So we're gonna get a little bit more space news. Something happened to some guy in one of the articles. For fuck's sake, I wish it would have happened to me. I mean, I've been waiting for this to happen. Some lucky SOB, he got the dropping of a lifetime, should I say. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But I'm going to dedicate this song to the people in Corpus Christi who get mail from someone by the name of Dre. Check this out.
Stay away from my door. Trouble, stay away from my door. Trouble, come back, don't come around no more. Trouble, stay away from my door. Never stay away from my home. Never stay away from my home. around me no more. Satan, keep me free from your spell. Satan, keep me free from your spell. Satan, go on back unto the gates of hell. Satan, keep me free from your spell. Stay away from my door. Trouble, stay away from my door. Trouble, go on back, don't come around no more. Trouble, stay away from my door.
I never thought I'd see the day where I was actually happy that Bugs the UFO Hunter dropped a big cigar on the backyard. In the backyard, it's amazing. It really is. This first story kind of got me a little bit, right? The title for this thing is Apollo 11 Moon Landing Show That Aliens Might Be More Than Science Fiction. For fuck's sake, the article really doesn't go into that specific. That sentence right there is not in this fucking article. It's like, what the fuck? Really? Like, you guys did it again. You clickbaited me. By the way, my throat's all jacked up. I think it was the wine that did it to me. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to drinking something like wine. I haven't done it in a long time, so my throat's all fucked up. But I did get some vodka today to kind of counteract the situation, but it's not working. The wine's winning out. July 20th, 1969, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, they walked on the moon for the first time in human history, to be as a matter of fact. 4 days later, along with the Apollo 11 command module and pilot Michael Collins, I wonder how jelly he was. Like, Michael Collins might not just say it. He'd come out and say it or whatever, that he was stuck in the command module. But I would imagine he's like, what the fuck, guys? Can't we take turns? Really? You couldn't afford enough fuel for me to go down there too? Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, they were actually, when they got back, they got locked up in a aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Talk about putting you in quarantine. That's real fucking quarantine. Not the shit that's happening now throughout the world. That's quarantine. Throw your ass in a steel ship in the middle of fucking nowhere, only surrounded by water. And some poor soldiers who, unfortunately for them, they didn't really have a choice, I'm sure. They were quarantined using NASA's safety protocol that was written about a decade earlier, before this historic landing on the moon. Crazy. Now, they were on the USS Hornet for 21 days. You don't see that shit now. For real, 21 days. The objective? To ensure that no potentially hazardous lunar microbes hitchhiked back to Earth with the astronauts. Wow. You mean somebody thought about that? That is amazing. Do you think that we're going to have that kind of attention to detail before COVID-49 reaches the planet from some other material from space? Because for fuck's sake, we as humans are doing everything possible to bring all kind of shit back from deep space, whether it be from another planet, whether it be more shit from the moon, or from freaking asteroids just out there somewhere hanging out. We're picking up samples and we're bringing them back. It's scary. You know, when you look at the totality of how we got, how should I put it, probed in 2020 by the coronavirus, it's a serious situation. And lately we see more and more that science is leaning towards microbial life being a real fucking thing when it comes to other planets within our own solar system. Shit, within the freaking meteors that crash on the planet, there is microbial life. So how are we going to be prepared for this? The article lets us know that the astronauts brought back 50 pounds of lunar rocks. Happy-go-lucky they were, I'm sure, that they brought back something to add to their rock collection that they couldn't keep. But in that, there was a lot of ensuring that whether it was on their clothing, whether it was in their butt cracks, armpits, in their noses, that there was a lot of attention to detail to make sure that nothing came back. But the article is not so much about them bringing back, but the idea at the time by scientists that they had in their minds that there could be something they could bring back. You know, back in the day, the notion that the moon had zero atmosphere, totally dead piece of rock that is stuck in a lunar orbit with the Earth. That's the way they saw it. Now, today, things are a little different, right? We know that there's a lot more to the moon, especially since we now know that there's H2O on it. We also know that when you look at the moon and you see stars maybe behind it, or it crosses in front of a star field, it's not clear. There is something of a light atmosphere around the moon. It's not just in pitch black space, which, by the way, we'll talk about pitch black space in one of these articles as well. But this article goes on to interview one of our favorite people at SETI, Seth Shostak. Shostak came out with the stat and said that about in the present day, people, about 30% of them, believe that the Earth is being visited by aliens in saucers, despite the fact that the evidence is not so good, it's not so hot. And we know this, right? This is why the topic goes nowhere, absolutely nowhere fast. Seth was being interviewed by this particular publication, Life Science, and one of the interview questions, which I found kind of interesting, was the one is, in 1969, did scientists think there might be aliens somewhere else in the solar system? Now, this is talking about 1969. By the way, if you want to read the entire interview, it's in there. You can click on the link description. It'll take you to the interview. And you can read the other questions that they asked Seth of the not-so-good-nick SETI. But there's a question. What Seth says is this. Mars was the great red hope back in the day, in the 1960s, for extraterrestrial life in the solar system. Again, the fascination with Mars, really, I think, for me, it's more about distance than anything else. I'll be honest with you, because we can't get no fucking else. We can't get nowhere else any sooner. And the only place available, back then, we thought that those planets were dead as well. Too hot to get to. But anyway, let's go back to what Seth was saying. He said basically people were very optimistic in 1976 when the Viking landers plopped down onto Mars that there were the possibility that life would be found. Even Carl Sagan thought there might be critters with legs and heads running around there. But science was thoroughly disappointed when that's not what they saw on Mars. In fact, what they saw was a planet that didn't have very much life. Now, today, again, it's a little different, guys. Because we also have evidence of H2O. We also have evidence of methane and other gases that are attributed to being related to life, even if it is microbial. Now, we do have our favorite conspiracy theorist, Pareidolia Pete, who says through the use of the pareidolia techniques that there are critters running around on fucking Mars, as well as, women, and there's like dinosaur remnants and all kind of shit up there, spiders, rats. But nonetheless, even people back in the 60s, mid-70s really felt strongly that there would be actual life, not just microbial, running around Mars. Do we know that that's not the case today? Not entirely, right? We know there's something there. Science has shown that there's cyclical evidence of what could be microbial life or something that's coming up from the ground in cycles throughout the Martian year. We're not going to find out anytime soon what the fuck that is, because really every time they send one of these fucking things up there, it never has enough the instruments necessary to figure out if it's microbial life alive now. They're busy looking at fucking rocks, for Pete's sake. I don't understand it. Always about studying the past of Mars. Nobody gives a fuck about the past of Mars. We want to know what the hell's going on there now. For fuck's sake. We let Elon and the crew figure out the past when they get there. I mean, come on. They should be tired of looking deep into the past. Get your asses, spend this money, get some real equipment together, get some real rocket technology going, build a big ass ship, get down there, put boots on the ground with freaking chisels and hammers, and figure that shit out yourself. Stop using all these satellites and robots to do it. For fuck's sake, it's not getting anywhere. But that's the article there. And basically, the article really is about the notion that back in the Apollo days, it wasn't so much about the conspiracy of what the astronauts saw. It wasn't about them seeing ships or some mummified chick out there. It was about the fact that people at that time were really considering the fact and open to the possibilities that when they get to these places, the moon and Mars, that they would find something alive, something that showed that we were not the only, beings or the only planet that contained life. But they were disappointed. But a lot of that had to do with the fact that their instruments were shitty. Compared to today, of course. Back then, it was the freaking Rolls Royce of space technology. But, right now it's barely a tricycle. But it is what it is. If you want to read more of this interview, go ahead and link on the description. Click on it and get out there and check it out. Because, listen, let's be honest. There's going to be a lot of change to what we know as far as the universe, our solar system, Mars, the moon. The moon's coming up first, and there's going to be a lot of changes to that. And we're going to learn some things that it's going to be quite fucking shocking. I'm pretty sure of it. Check this out.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me.
You know, Gamevid's asking, where is everyone? Where are the rest of the Asgardians? A lot of people are going to be listening to this on Thursday, and they're going to be shocked. They're like, what the hell happened? There was an episode. Yeah, you know, the whole bug thing moved everything down by a day, so I still wanted to talk about space, because there is some crazy shit happening in space. Things that, as Arsenio would say, things that make you go, Now, if you guys are fond of Star Trek, the original series, you know, with Captain Kirk, James Tiberius Kirk, you know about the V'ger situation, which, you know, in our timeline, it's Voyager 1 and 2, which have gone into freaking deep space. They've left our solar system altogether. Now, we recently found out that NASA was able to recontact these two really far-flung satellites using one of those ground satellites, I think the one in Australia, and they were able to make connection, right? Talk to the damn thing again. I can just imagine how long the fucking thing takes to respond to any kind of messages, but that's beside the fact here, because what I think it was Voyager 2, or Voyager 2, what I was reporting is that all of a sudden it's reaching an area of deep space that's thicker. Now, how the fuck can a vacuum be thicker? How could there be? I don't understand. Is it a vacuum or not? What is it? There's just no way. Listen, when you're in science, they teach you about fucking vacuums, and you know, you're talking about an area that has nothing in it. It's empty. It's a vacuum. But the weird thing is that, number one, we have this from Voyager 2, or Voyager 1, or both, saying that space is a little thicker right now. But besides that, whenever you look at the ISS videos from space, it doesn't fucking look empty. It looks like there's freaking debris and particulate everywhere. Doesn't look like empty space. Now, could that all be coming from our planet? Probably. But still, with all of this solar system itself being billions of years old, and all the collisions that it must have had in the beginning, how the fuck could there be a vacuum? The thing's got to be littered with all kind of particulate, all kind of things just floating around in a not so much of a vacuum. Now, a vacuum could be, of course, a vacuum is, it has no air in it, I get it, but still, air is not the only medium now, is it? Those are just the things that make you go, when you read some of this stuff. But another thing that science is turning a bit on, thanks to a recent research study on space, and that is that maybe space isn't pitch black. So maybe if you took away all the stars from the sky, it would not be pitch black. The space, can you imagine that? We've always heard the term, the darkness of space. Space is pitch black. There is no light in space. No. Apparently, that's not the case. Space is not truly pitch black. It's not. According to Todd Lauer, an astronomer with the National Optical Astronomy Observatory in Arizona, he says, if you could take a look at the night sky without stars, galaxies, and everything else known to give off visible light, does the universe itself put off a glow? For fuck's sake. You know, I said this maybe a month or two ago that everything you know is just being changed. And it's being changed at a very rapid rate. Things are changing so fast that the majority of people are not even catching up to it. People are even unaware. Like there's some people out there who are still with their, third grade education about space that haven't learned all these new things because COVID-19, I guess. I don't know. But this is what happens when life takes over. You miss out on all these newfangled ideas, newfangled theories about the things that you thought when you were taken into a classroom for physics or chemistry or any of the sciences, that you thought that this was it. That's what they told you. Now, they did tell you, oh, it's just a theory, but it is what it is. You know that happened. That happened to you as well. But it turns out researchers with NASA's New Horizons space mission say they've finally been able to do it using the New Horizons traveling far beyond the dwarf planet Pluto. They've been able to put their work using New Horizons, and that paper was actually published in the Astrophysical Journal. So we know New Horizons took those great pictures of Pluto, nice little heart-shaped little area on it. Clearest pictures ever. Pluto looked like a completely dead-looking planet, but when they took these pictures, like, wow, look at that landscape. Look at all that ice. Another place that could possibly hold life out in the middle of fucking nowhere, the dwarf planet itself. But apparently, what they're finding out right now is that using New Horizon, that they're able to tell that either from what they used to know using the Hubble Space Telescope, that either there is a new unknown form of energy within the universe that actually creates light, or that the instruments on the Hubble hasn't been able to identify some very faint galaxies. So it's one of the two. Either there is light being produced by the universe and it's not pitch black, or there are some things kind of like exotic things in the universe that are unknown to mankind. One of them might be the fact that there is dark matter, and maybe dark matter is putting out some kind of a reaction with the universe, with matter itself, that it is creating an unknown light source. Isn't that crazy? That just boggles the mind, the fact that space really isn't pitch black. They lied to us all these fucking years. They lied to us. But they didn't know. Okay, that's the honest truth. No one knew nothing other than the theories that they learned, and they passed forward to everybody else. And like I said, things are changing extremely, extremely fast in ways that you would not even realize. Mark Postman, who is an astronomer with the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore, says basically, so maybe there are unrecognized galaxies out there, he says, or some other source of light that we don't know yet, and that really is what it is. Because you're just not gonna know until you figure it out. So there's a lot of work to be done in this particular topic. But just know that space as you know it is a bold-faced fucking lie. It's just a theory, and that's all it was. And that's just what it is. So we'll have to see what kind of newfangled ways are they going to measure light that would bring us an answer as to whether or not there is light in the universe that is unknown to mankind. I would bet that there is. I would bet very much that there is so much unknown to us that I just wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. But then again, you only know what you know, and that's been the hallmarks of science in the world. Check this out.
Fired all of the bullets. Yeah, you shot me through the heart. Casting dice and roulettes. The game was set right from the start. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know, I don't want it anymore. I don't wanna go, don't wanna know, but I keep coming back for more. Crashing down in the plane, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Crashing down in the plane, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Yeah, the air's getting thinner, higher than high we go. A game with no winners. We keep pushing more and more. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know, I don't want it anymore. I don't wanna go, don't wanna know, but I keep coming back for more. Crashing down in the plane, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Crashing down in the plane, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Yeah, the air's getting thinner, higher than high we go. A game with no winners. We keep pushing more and more. Crashing down in an aeroplane, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Crashing down in an aeroplane, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
Here's a news flash that just came across my cell phone. SN-15 parts just arrived at Boca Chica for SpaceX. SN-15, for fuck's sake, SN-8 still hasn't taken off. What are you doing? I'm thinking, here's my conspiracy. He's waiting until July the 4th to let all these bitches fly at the same time. Here's one for you guys. Have you ever heard the term, money doesn't grow on trees, or it doesn't fall from the sky? Well, guess what? Money fucking fell from the sky for this one individual. Now, listen, we all want to hit that pay dirt, right? We play the lotto, we do scratch-offs. We do all kind of gambling in a way to kind of get that push, that move ahead so that we can do what we've wanted to do before we drop dead and end up either 6 feet under or in somebody's barbecue somewhere. But check it out. A man in Indonesia, an Indonesian man, became a millionaire. And how did this happen? A precious metal meteorite worth nearly $2 million smashed through his home. Are you what? Can you believe that shit? Isn't that crazy? There's a quote from this guy here. His name is Joshua. He says, when I lifted it, the stone was still warm, and I brought it into my house. And this is what he was telling the local news outlet Compass about the fortuitous find. The 33-year-old coffin maker. What the? Holy shit. Can you imagine that? He's a coffin maker. He said he was working next to his home in Sumatra back in August when this rock just smashed through his house. Isn't that crazy? He says this was so loud that parts of the house were shaking too. And after I searched, I saw that the tin roof of the house had broken, and he actually put a clip of his Facebook page where the 4.5 pound rock actually smashed through the awning before burying itself several inches into the dirt. Joshua, yeah, this is crazy. He said he strongly suspected that this was a meteor, for fuck's sake. And this is how he came to that conclusion, by the way, because it is impossible for someone to deliberately throw it or drop it from above. Well, it did get dropped from above. Whether deliberate or not, who fucking knows? But I think the number is almost at $1.9 million is what the value is of this rock because it's so rare. And I think I had it in here. It was classified as a SM12 carbonaceous chondrite. It's an extremely rare variety and valued at $850 per gram, which came out to almost $1.9 million. Holy mother of God. Now, what do you think Joshua is going to do? He's going to buy a Tesla? Maybe 2? Is he going to buy himself a Lamborghini? Maybe buy himself a mansion now that his house got all fucked up? Is he going to buy or go on a trip somewhere? Go to, COVID-19 Disney World? Buy a small island somewhere and just be on a permanent vacation? Start a business. I mean, coffins, come on. You can go global with your coffins. Meteor coffins. They fall from the sky. Turns out Joshua is not going to do that. He apparently was paid the equivalent of 30 years of salary for the rock. And he said he's going to use the money to erect a church in his community. Strategic pause. I mean, a noble thing indeed, the guy is true to his beliefs and his religion, and his church. Maybe it's a church that he follows and not one that he just made up because a rock fell from the sky. But, hey, admirable act indeed, and he's going to share it with the community. So you really can't poo-poo on that, as long as he's not, making the community, go out and worship asteroids and stuff. I don't know. But, it is what it is. But an amazing thing to happen, and wouldn't that be fantastic if that happened to you? Hopefully no one's home when it happens. When that damn meteor, 4.5 pounds, just comes crashing through and bing, gives you the nice pay dirt. Now I wonder what the odds are for someone like Joshua here to have that happen to someone else. What are the odds? Probably a lot harder than winning the lotto, I would assume. But it'll be interesting to find out either way. That is the episode for this week. This is our space episode. Somebody got rich off of space. There's a lot of people getting rich off of space, actually. And Joshua is one of them. Congratulations, Joshua, and your community on the new space-aged church. All the best. All the best to you guys, and thank you for listening. The countdown begins December 1st, the end of UBR. And by the way, Smarty apparently has had many of his followers confirm that the galactic family is visiting. So we've got some video planned to share that with everyone on YouTube. So that will be out, I would assume, within the next 2 weeks. But until then, ciao.
Trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. A6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and age. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the. On record, off record. I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost. Running through it with the young influence. Adolescent presence. I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected, but I'm elusive and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winners when I know you're losing, so I work the winners and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting the bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper, cash, fuck a tax. That's a joke. Tell them laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, we'll get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got lab on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps. Whoa, 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 whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record.